Good morning from Big Sky Country. I'm Stacy, owner of Montana Used Bricks. And today I have a couple of more questions that came up in the comments. I think I'm finally caught up with all the comments. So thank you to everyone who has taken the time to leave comments for me. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me because, like I said, I'm just sitting out in my shop all by myself talking to a camera, so it's nice to know that there's somebody seeing this on the other end. The first question I had, have you looked at moving into Brick Owl? And my husband and I have talked about this quite a bit. We are interested in setting up a store in Brick Owl as well. I do have an account. I've looked at it. I've played with it a little bit, but we just haven't taken that leap yet. We do know that there's software out there that will sync both Bricklink and Brick Owl. So if you get an order in one, it'll reduce the inventory in the other one. And we do need to look into that before we can move into Brick Owl. Brick Owl is one of those things that we do plan on doing, and we hope to do it probably about the time we retire. We just really don't have the time right now. We have a lot going on, and we're just trying to focus on the day-to-day stuff with the Bricklink store and also try to keep up with our eBay store, which right now doesn't have anything in it. The second question that I found, question, on parts with stickers, is it better to peel off the sticker or sell it with the sticker intact? Do they sell quicker and far more than bare parts? This is one of those things that it's totally up to the seller what you want to do. A lot of sellers will just take the sticker off because they don't want to have to mess with it. It does take a little bit longer. You have to do a little bit more research, make sure you have the right inventory part number for that sticker, and it is a lot of work. I personally, as long as the sticker is intact and in good shape, will sell it as a stickered part. The reason for this is more from a buyer perspective, because I've put together some older sets that needed those sticker parts, and it's really hard to get a sticker sheet for some of the older sets, and it's just easier to look for that one part with the sticker than it is a complete intact sticker sheet. So we sell a lot of stickered parts. Do they all sell? No. We probably have stickered parts that have been in there since we opened our store. The thing is, you never know when people are going to be needing something. It's like any other part that you have in your store. It could sit there for 3 years and then all of a sudden somebody will come in and buy you out. And I have seen kind of a trend that if somebody is buying stickered parts, they're buying a lot of our stickered parts. They're not coming in and just getting one. It's usually for a bunch of different sets. So we do sell them. They sell probably as often as some of the other parts. Some of them will sit just like the other parts. So it really is up to you. It depends on also how much storage you have, because you do have to store those stickered parts somewhere. For us, we put the stickered parts in a completely different part of our store so that we don't confuse them with the non-stickered parts. There is a little bit more storage involved in keeping those. So it is very much a personal preference. And I believe I did a video on stickered parts. I'll have to go back and look. If I did, I'll try to remember to put that in the description below so you can go and look at that. The third question that came up, hi, I only have 4 to 5 items that I sell that are different in quality, and I keep them apart by storing them on different shelves. I have a question for you and the name of your store. Aren't you missing out on customers thinking that you only have used parts in your inventory? I'm really not sure how to answer this, because I don't think that it really hurts my business any that I only sell used parts. It never has in the past. I think a lot of people that come to my store that are new buyers are finding my store because of the wanted list. They're doing the wanted list and they can see that I have the parts that they want. We really don't have that many new parts, so I don't think we're really missing out on the people that are looking for those new parts. I think with my store, it's more of a specialty thing, because we have a lot of used parts that are no longer available in the newer sets, like the light gray, dark gray, brown, and just some unique parts that they don't make anymore. And I think that makes us special in that regard, in that it really doesn't hurt our business. A little bit of background on my business name. I opened my store, I'm going to say in haste. I really didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted to sell some parts on Bricklink so I could buy parts for a set I was putting together. And so I opened my store just kind of on spur of the moment, and you have to have a store name. We had used parts. We live in Montana. Montana used bricks. That's how it came about. Now, looking back on it, I wish I would have put a little bit more thought into the name and been a little bit more creative, but Montana used bricks is who we are, and I kind of like it now. But there are times it's like I see these really creative store names and I'm like, man, I wish I would have given it more thought. The next question was, are your stockroom items for sale? We have quite a few parts in our stockroom C. We kind of use stockroom C as a placeholder. If we have sets that we're just not ready to sell yet, we're waiting for them to go up in price, or we're missing 2 or 3 parts, and we just want to make sure that we still have it in our inventory, but we're not actually ready to sell it yet, we will put that stuff in stockroom C. We have quite a bit in stockroom C. My husband uses it for the minifigs. So if he's trying to build a minifig and he's missing like the hair or the head or a pair of special legs, he will put that in stockroom C so that he knows where it's at. And it just becomes kind of a placeholder for us to keep track of inventory that we're just not quite ready to sell yet. I know people use it for different reasons. So if you're using stockroom B or C for a different reason, please put that in the comments below because I would be interested in how you're using those stockrooms. The next question, Stacy, there's one thing about prices on Bricklink that has been pulling me. I've noticed a trend for pieces like hinges that have 2 halves and pieces with right and left, such as 2x4 pointed wedge plates, where sellers will have both pieces and charge more for one half of the piece than the other counterpart to them. Do you do this, and do you know why sellers do this? So yeah, I guess I do it because I just go with the 6-month average, and I really don't spend a lot of time looking at the left and right pieces, but I have noticed this before where some of them will be quite a bit more than, like you said, the counterpart. The left part will be a lot more than the right part, and I really don't understand this trend. I haven't gone in and looked to see if maybe that left part that's a little bit more is available in a specialty set, so maybe that's why it's more. A lot of times those right-left pieces are used in the same set, so I'm not sure why this is. I'm guessing it's just the trend of how people are pricing it and how it's coming out. It is kind of weird when you see it and there is a big difference. It's like, why is that so much more? Because it makes sense when you have the same part in different colors that one color will be more than the other because that part may only be available in one set. But the left-right thing, yeah, that throws me off too. I don't know why that is. If somebody has a better explanation, please put it in the comments below because I would love to hear that. All right, so here's the last one. Hi there, some interesting topics as always, so thank you. Please let me know, how do you store items like rubbers, hoses, tires, and other flexible stuff? In air-sealed bags or open in a drawer? Bought some rubbers direct from Lego and got them in a cardboard box, so I assume they will dry out sooner or later in this storage solution. And quite honestly, until this question came up, I never really gave this any thought, but he's right. Some of the tires do dry out and crack. I've seen that when I've sorted through stuff and just throw the dried out ones into my filler box. I've never thought about how I store them, if that could be affecting how fast they're drying out. I'm not sure if it's something that I'm really worried about because generally with the tires, they're not a big seller and I can always just toss out the ones that do dry out. As for how I store them, a lot of my tires are in plastic Ziploc bags, and this is more for a storage solution. It has nothing to do with drying it out. I also have tires that are just open in drawers and containers, and the same with the hoses. Some of the hoses are in bags. A lot of them are just open in sealed containers. Yeah, they might dry out, but I really haven't come across too many in my own inventory that seem to be drying out. It's usually when I'm going through that initial sorting process that I find those. I'm not sure if this is really something I should be concerned about. So if you have experience with this, again, I'm asking a lot of you guys this time to help me out and answer some of these questions, because I don't have all the answers, and I love it when you guys put stuff in the comments so I can learn as well. So if you have any experience with the more of the rubber parts drying out and what you're doing to keep that from happening, I would love to hear about it. So put that in the comments below. Okay, that's all I have for this video this week. It will probably be about 3 weeks before I can do another video. I have stuff going on the next 2 weekends, and I just cannot seem to get my act together to do a video during the week. So it may be about 3 weeks before you see another video. Thanks again for taking the time to watch my video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you really liked it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.